So this is Saturday morning now. It's day 3 of the video. It's actually day 4 of the trip because I set off Wednesday afternoon. But I didn't film that bit because it was just like M4, M25, M20. So got a sign on the right there. 227 k's to Budapest. 70 k's from Bratislava. Austria is much more industrial. I always find anyway that Austria is much more industrial than you think it should be. You think of Austria, you think of it being like Switzerland, and it isn't. The vast majority of it is just, well, it's just like Germany really. You got lots of very, very big factories and chemical plants and stuff like that in Austria. Same as you do in Germany. So this is the last sort of kilometre or so before the Hungarian border. So this is just the very end of Austria. This is the last exit in Austria for Nikolsdorf. And once you pass this exit, you're committed to go into Hungary. Big Shell station just on the border here. Now you need tax. For a truck in Hungary, you need tax. Similar, very, very similar, in fact, to German tax. But there are some differences, which I will explain when this van moves. Yeah, alright, come on. Come on, there's other people involved here. It's not all about you. There we go. Yes, there are differences between Hungarian tax and German tax, but the system is very similar. So I'm going to come off at the border here for a couple of reasons. One, I want to do my tax. I just want to get it done and out of the way. And the other is I want to change some money because Hungary aren't on the euro. Now all along here, all these services along here, you could pay in euros, no problem. But they normally sting you on the exchange rate, so I like to know what rate I'm getting, so I will change some money up at the border and then everybody knows where they stand. I've been told that before Hungary joined the EU, you had to do your customs here. I've been told that this border was an absolute nightmare. And you would come down here and sit for days waiting to clear. This is the Austrian side. And obviously all these raised ramps and booths and buildings are all part of the old customs system, which are all now defunct. So that's Austria done with. A little bit of, I suppose, what you would call no man's land. And then we will be in Hungary. You can just park where all these chaps have parked on the side of the road here. You can park further up as long as there's space. Obviously as long as there's space, but there normally is a bit further up though. We'll see. and find myself somewhere to park up here. Okay, so parked where I parked at the border. There's a sign telling you can't drive your car for free. You've got to have a vignette for a car, and there's a toll collect. You can get a box for Hungary, but I don't know what I'm pissing about with. I'm being laughed at by a Romanian. Yeah, bothered. That little cabin over there, when he moves, is where I've just done my tax. And it's quite an involved process. It's a proper sit-down job if you go and do it over there. And they just want the name of the town you go into and all the vehicle details. I just write it on a bit of paper for them. I was going to go and, like I said, change some money over, but the queues for the exchange cabins, which are all over here, there's loads of them. There ain't one without a massive queue, so I ain't going to bother. I'm just going to crack on from here and get into Hungary proper. Right, just before I shoot off, Hungarian tax, you get all that with Hungarian tax. Just a receipt to say you've paid it. All I do is write down, I'm not going to Uk-Budapest, but that's pretty much where I'm going to park today. So for today's purposes, my tax will do to their registration, Euro emissions, axles, GB. They want the name and address of the company as well. They want my name to put on the receipt. You can do it. There are unmanned stations further on at the services and that you can do your tax at. And it's just like the German machines really, you just put all your details in yourself. There is another place just through the border up here where you can do your tax, but I'll film that as I drive past it. But I just like to get it sorted really. I know that hut is there, and I know that they do it all for you there, so that's where I always stop and do it when I come into Hungary. So yeah, better get going really. I have got to add as well, straighten my camera up, that if you are a lorry driver that drives to Hungary through this border, then I know I did. So the and here we go, this is Hungary. Again, all really straightforward. It's all made to be worked out by lorry drivers, so it can't be made difficult. See if I can bounce past this Romanian fellow while he's still going slow before all the restrictions start. Those gantries there, the one I've just driven under, very similar to the Austrian setup. If you've got a box in the window, that's what that gantry's for. I haven't, I've done my tax manually, so I'm covered. Controls for the Hungarian tax are more frequent than I think in any other country. They're everywhere. They just have the ANPR cameras at the side of the road, usually with a little van or fixed to the top of a little van. And yeah, This is another country you'll not get far without paying your road tax. I hate holiday season, I hate the summer, I hate the hot weather, and I hate that it brings all these people out to just fill the services up. Because they just dump the cars everywhere and it makes it so difficult to park, because they'll fill the lorry parks up with cars. Right, this next slip road here, you can also do your Hungarian tax for a truck. You can buy it for a car as well, but you can do your truck tax here as well. The main difference that I mentioned earlier between the German system and the Hungarian system, they're similar in the fact that you've got to book your journey and you need the place names you're travelling from and travelling to. To book your journey, you need all your vehicle details. The main difference with Hungarian taxes, you can do it in retrospect. So you can drive from the border to Budapest or wherever you're going and then book your tax for the journey you've just done, or at any point along the way. Or even you can go up to Budapest or wherever and deliver and do your tax on the way back for the outbound journey. As long as you do it on the day, it doesn't matter, and it makes it so much easier. So that's why I'm not bothered about doing my tax to Berlin. I'll get there, I'll have the weekend there, I'll set off from there Monday morning, I'll go up to my delivery, I'll do that. More than likely be coming back out this way empty. And what I'll do when I'm on my way back out is I'll stop and I'll book my tax from Berlin to my delivery, and then from my delivery back out to the border. And it doesn't matter that I've driven on the motorway. It doesn't matter if I drive past one of the ANPR controls, they'll register my registration as I come past. But as soon as I book my tax, that'll go in the system. And that'll tell the system that I've paid for that journey, even though I've been pinged on the camera without tax earlier on in the day. It does make it so much easier. This junction, junction 67 at Tata, there's a big Tesco's here, just on the left hand side of the motorway. Tesco's are all over Eastern Europe. They're all over. Poland especially, I don't know what it is about Poland, see them everywhere in Poland. Your club card doesn't work in them either, I've tried. This place here, this Schmitz place. Schmitz are a trailer manufacturer as well, for those that don't know. You get the big Schmitz yard, then you get the big Spar warehouse just after it, and immediately, I can't talk on this video, immediately after that, you get a BP truck stop. And on the truck stop is a tank wash, and in the tank wash is a man. There you go, Steiner Autohof. In the tank wash is a man that for €10 without a receipt will let you use his jet wash to wash your truck, which I normally only on a Saturday morning normally is what I've only been in there a couple of times, but the times I've been in has been on a Saturday morning, and it seems to be very quiet. He seems to be in there on his own, and it's very easy to subvert him into letting you use his jet wash for €10. Don't have to be in Hungarian forints. Euros are just as good for stuff like that. In fact, euros are better for stuff like that. And pretty much anywhere in Eastern Europe, money talks. If you want anything doing, a little bit of cash here and there, I'll always get you sorted out. Just called in the services here just to get some money out. This car on the left is one of the control cars I was talking about earlier. He's got the ANPR camera on the roof. In fact, that's the second one I've seen since the border. Right, what I've done, I wanted to park on the services on the other side of the road, the other side of the motorway, because I'm now heading back the way I came. Couldn't get on those services, it was just rammed with cars. So what I've done is I've gone up to the next junction, turned around, and I'm now heading back towards Austria, and I'm going to park on these services. I'm hoping there's space after turning round. In the grand scheme of things, it means nothing. Distance-wise, time-wise, it just don't mean anything. But if it gets me somewhere decent to park, then it's worth the effort. Right, I'm parked on the services that I wanted to be parked on, albeit on the other side of the motorway. It might seem like a lot of messing about to you, to go up, turn around, come back, and then Monday morning go down, turn around and come back again, but it's well worth it. In the grand scheme of things, it means absolutely nothing. I've run hours in the past to park somewhere safe and secure with facilities, so doing 3 or 4 Ks between junctions is nothing. So I have stopped here before. I have stopped on this side as well, facing Austria before. So I know they've got good showers here, and everything I need really is here. And I'm going to be parked here for 2 days. So yeah, this will do me. This will do me. Just in response to a couple of YouTube comments I've had, I have got a camera. I bought one on Amazon. I bought it actually a couple of weeks ago. I need to get home and get it though, which is easier said than done. So, but as soon as I get home, I'll get it. I'll work out how to use it properly. I need to work out how to edit videos and upload videos onto YouTube from a laptop, and it's all, I'm sure, very, very straightforward, but I don't know how to do it. So I will have a quick mess about with that, and I need to be confident that I'm getting it right and I know what I'm doing with it. And then as soon as I am, that camera will be used for all the trip videos from then on. Hopefully as well, I should be able to do some different camera angle stuff and a little bit more variety in them, but we'll see how that goes. I think the videos out the windscreen with me talking nonsense sort of work, so I might just leave it like that. I don't know, see how it goes. Just to stick this on the end of part 2. That fella in the white shirt is selling watches, knives, forks, a box or something. He's been stood over here knocking on my door. We'll stop filming him in case he sees me. Yeah, he's been stood over knocking on my door, waving stuff, and he wouldn't go away. I just said no, and he wouldn't go away, so I just ignored him. And you just need a little bit of front with people like that. It's very, very pushy. Don't get into a conversation with people like that, is my advice. Just a little bit of attitude almost on your part, as if to say, nah, go away mate, seen it all before, heard it all before, I'm not interested. And they do get the message pretty quickly. There's no need to be silly about it, there's no need to be aggressive or anything like that with them. It's probably the worst thing you could do actually. Well, no, the worst thing you could do is get your money out and start buying stuff off them. Is the worst thing you could do. Just a little bit of front usually sorts people like that out. A little bit of, I'm just absolutely not interested in anything you've got to say mate. And they usually go away pretty quickly. He was very determined, but so was I. So, yeah. And you do get quite a lot of that, especially as you start heading out further east, but you get it everywhere. But they can be a little bit pushy, a little bit intimidating sometimes. I had two lads trying to sell me an iPhone in Greece once, and they were very intimidating, but they're not getting far with me, I'm afraid. So yeah, it's just something to be aware of. That's all.